Almond cookies number 2. We're recipe testing. The first batch wasn't moist enough. Now we're trying to make it moister.
Our mise en place ready. We're going to use Bob's Red Mill superfine almond flour and these beautiful diamond sliced almonds that go on top of the cookie. Let me get my mise en place ready and I'll show you how to make it. So we're going to mix together our dry ingredients. So here we have our 2 cups of all-purpose flour, our 1.5 cups of almond flour, our 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and our 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And we're just gonna whisk this together. Together, and our butter is soft, so we've been letting it sit out on the counter and I can squeeze it, so when it's like this, we know we can start using it. Now, if for any reason you forgot to take your butter out, you can always put it in the microwave for maybe 10 seconds, rotate it, another 10 seconds, rotate it until it gets nice and soft like this. So we're just gonna soften the butter in the machine as well on number 1. And once you see that it's soft, we can add in our granulated sugar. Before we're gonna add in our brown sugar, which is our next ingredient, I'm gonna scrape down the paddle and the sides of the bowl. We wanna get all of the food off the edges of the bowl so that way everything can mix in very well. And then we can add in our brown sugar. And again, I always mix everything on low speed. Now I'm gonna add 1 egg at a time. We wanna mix the egg in completely before we add the next one. So you can see the egg has been completely incorporated. There's no streaks of egg in there. And now we can add the second one. And again, we're gonna mix that all until it's completely combined on low speed. I'm adding in 2 teaspoons of the almond flavor or almond extract. That's the second one. Lastly, we're gonna add all of our dry ingredients into the bowl all at once. And again, I'm gonna mix it on low. We want these cookies to be really moist and chewy, so we're gonna stop mixing the minute we see the dough come together. That way we don't overwork the gluten. Gluten is the protein in flour, and if you overwork it, your cookies end up being tough. So I'm stopping it right here because if you notice, the flour is stuck on the sides. So I'm just scraping that down so that way it helps it incorporate because I really don't want to overwork these cookies. There we go, here's our finished cookie dough. And we're just gonna transfer it into a bowl to make it easier for us to scoop. I let the cookie dough rest in the refrigerator for a half hour. If you can let it rest for an hour, that's fine, or even overnight. And then we're gonna scoop it with the tablespoon size cookie scoop, a small one. And you wanna space it, they do spread, so space them 3, 2, 3. And what we wanna do is we wanna put a nice almond on the top. So if we do bigger ones, you can put 3 almonds on it, but these are smaller ones, so I'm just gonna put 1 almond, so that way people know it is a cookie that has nuts in it. You always wanna be able to visually identify your product, or, you know, a lot of people have nut allergies, so if we have anything that has nuts, I always like to visually show people that there are nuts in it, so that way anyone who has a nut allergy won't eat it. So I'm gonna do that, and then we're gonna pop them in the oven, a 300-degree oven. I'm going to rotate it. Here are delightful cookies, and I varied it. I wanted to see how it looked with 3 almonds on the top or 1 almond on the top. So personally, I think the 3 on the top looks cute, so I'll probably do that from now on. Well, this was definitely much chewier than last time. Last time they were very crisp, and this time they are a noticeably chewier cookie. So I increased the brown sugar and I changed it from egg yolks to whole eggs. Now, I'll probably try it again because this really is not exactly like Grandma Phoebe's cookie. And I think maybe what I'll do next time is see what the difference is between the whole egg and the egg yolks with the increased sugar. So, you know, whenever I'm tinkering with a recipe, You may not realize it, but I might test it out many times before I give it as a final go. For one time when I was at the restaurant, I tested out my oatmeal raisin cookie dough 23 times, and sometimes all we changed was a quarter teaspoon of salt to get it perfect. So back to the drawing board with this one. I'll try it again next time, and I'll make sure I write down, try it with egg yolks instead of whole eggs with the increased amount of sugar, and see what the end result is. But this is a delightful cookie, so I hope you will make it and then follow along on my journey to trying to recreate Grandma Phoebe's wonderful champagne almond cookies. That's what she calls them. So take care, everybody. Hope you're inspired to bake at home.
For more recipe demonstrations, please click like and subscribe to Chef Victoria Loves YouTube channel and have fun in the kitchen. Thank you.